Hi, my name is William Thompson. I'm the MD of Gallus Events, and I'm also the curator of Pivot Your Events to Digital online training course. I've just taken a couple of hours out of putting the next module together to create a short video for you, which is going to look at 10 platforms for your online event. Now, the platform on which you host your event is really important, so I wanted to give you the opportunity to look at 10 different platforms. Now, these platforms can be used for a whole host or a variety of events, so hopefully there's one in there for you. So first up is Hoppin. Now, it's a really good platform for an interactive and engaging online event. Now, I used it for a 300 attendee event for executive assistants, and it worked really well. It's got an informal feel, which maybe makes it a bit soft for your corporate event, but it's a brilliant option for your in-company or your more informal online events. It's got a good expo area which allows exhibitors to host meeting in the virtual booth. Now, the enterprise version has more opportunity to show real estate for sponsors. The main stage is good, but the best thing about the platform is the sessions, which offer an unlimited, and I mean unlimited, number of breakouts, which can run up to 500 attendees in each breakout. It does the basics very well, and it's easy to use and even easier to set up an event. It takes under 2 minutes to have an event up and running. Now, it has a randomised networking offer, but it's really popular, and Hoppin are consistently and constantly adding to the functionality. For price, it's $99 per month, and this gets you a user count and 100 registrations, and it's only 50 cents for every other registration. They do take 7% of your paid tickets, but the enterprise isn't too expensive, coming in at around 15,000. Now, the platform wasn't supposed to be launched until June, and it was up and running in February owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, they have a great development team because they pinched it from Crowdcast. They're super busy, and many people are waiting weeks, if not a month, to hear back to have a demo. Now, once you have an account, support is still pretty slow. It could take a day to answer the simplest of problems, and the platform's still a bit buggy. Now, they change things every week, making it a bit difficult to give people joining instructions that you can be assured will be useful when they actually attend. One week you can add attendees on the platform, the next you can. But overall, it's a super easy, pretty cheap, does most things well platform. Next up is SpotMe. I have to say, I think SpotMe is absolutely smashing it out of the park at the moment. I've recommended it to 2 of my clients and both were blown away. It's great for any kind of virtual event that combines the key elements of content, connections and coverage. It pretty much does it all. Now, I can see a medical congress on here, a sales conference, a gaming event. It's super flexible and it's got that informal, formal balance just right. Now, it does everything really well. It was especially good for events that you might think are complicated. It has a very clear layout and easy to navigate. Also, very good for highlighting key links or live talks. It has this lovely feature where you can drag the video you're watching around the platform so you can visit the expo while still watching the keynote. It's the best in class for price. Now, if you've got around $10,000 to $25,000, you will get a great platform, and it's actually a bit cheaper for smaller or shorter events. Now, the expo isn't the strong point, and you have to be super creative to open up the real estate for your sponsors. So it's slightly lacking there. However, the customer service is great, and that help bot is super fast, and they're happy to give you a sandpit, set up and play around on. Now, it was originally a networking app, so they've been super smart and super quick to include the virtual aspects. Next up is MeetingsPlay, and I got super excited the first time I saw it. It really packs a punch, that's for sure. It's great for big online events and covers the main elements. Now, it's definitely got a more corporate feel, and when I tell you the price, that's clearly who they are after. Brilliant functionality, and it can pretty much do all you want for a fee, a hefty fee. Now, it looks great. It has that avatar-like feel that a lot of people are after. Not me, by the way. I can't see the big premium for that. But if you want that look and feel, this is a really meaty platform. Okay, on to price. For any event that wants some expo, has streams and breakouts, you need to start at $50,000 for one event. And if you want the add-ons, the price jumps up very quickly. It limits one-to-one face-to-face meetings, which is really bad for events which focus on the connections. This approach is a real howler. Little chance of getting much traction with the sales team if you're outside of the USA. And if you aren't talking upwards of 75k, you may see yourself drop to the bottom of the queue. Now, I had a client who was very close to signing up for the platform at $120,000, but I pushed him towards SpotMe and saved him $90,000. Yep, that much for platforms which pretty much do the same. Next up is Run the World. So the best events on this? Very basic. Now, I was all set to run a Gallus Events does, Run the World, but I actually just looked at the platform and thought it was too basic for people who are looking for detailed online events. Your event will have a very nice looking homepage, and once you're through the baffling rigmarole of having to set up authentication on your Stripe account, it should just allow you to link to your account. It's pretty easy to set up an event. The cocktail hour, their networking aspect, is very popular, so content and then networking works very well. Now, it is very mobile friendly, perhaps the most mobile friendly platform out there. The price is ridiculously high. I mean, come on, get a grip. They're after 20% of your ticket fee. Now, I was contacted by the founder in 2019 and she asked me to have a look over the platform, so I've been keen to see how it's grown. They very recently received 10 million in VC funding and they will spend all of that, I am sure, on developing the platform. Now, I don't know what type of organiser or event they're after, and I don't think they do either, but keep an eye on it because a good team and 10 million might just create something very good. Remo. Now, I love this. I really hope they don't build out this platform too much. It's brilliant. If you want a networking explosion, use Remo. Hoppin, the founder, you can use that one, mate. Remo is adding an RTMP capacity into its main stage, which will turn it from just networking to a more robust online option. I have 2 clients who have 3-day events, and I am telling them to jump off their main platform for a few hours and head to Remo for a networking explosion. Now, it's great for dropping in and out of conversations, and that's at the heart of the programme. It's brilliant for this. Now, it's a simple floor plan style layout where you move your profile pic into different conversations. It starts at $50 a month and shoots up to almost $1,000 a month for the top price, which in my opinion is a little bit high. But you will get value from the fee you pay for shoot. Now, Hoppin gave me a demo earlier this year and I told him he had something very different. I hadn't seen anything like it and I still haven't. It has been great to see it do so well. Now, they bumped their pricing up a couple of months ago, which was a shame. It's a great networking platform. Okay, now Excel events. This is a really good for content and coverage, but it's a little weak on the connections piece. Although I know they're working on that. It looks a bit more solid and settled than something like Hoppin, which it shares many layout and design features with, and it's certainly a contender if you want the main stage and loads of breakouts, plus some cool networking. Now, it looks and feels great, and it's super simple to use and to set up, and it's been around as an event app for a long time, so again, it's coming from a great position in terms of usability. Well, as you can see, it charges a premium of 20% on your ticket sales. Now, there is another option of basically £7 per attendee for a 2-day event, so it's not as scary as it first seems. Now, it's not great for connections, and there's no option at the moment to speak face-to-face to other attendees, so thumbs down there. Well, actually, after a good chat with the sales director, he was keen to tell me that the 20% is a guide, and they will come down for bigger events. Next up is Grip. Now, I saw this a few months ago and I knew I would have to come back and check it out again. If you have an event that has to prioritise your sponsors and exhibitors, this will work well for you. Now, it hosts content, does the connection piece very well, and also there's a big tick on the coverage side too. It's a solid option. Now, it's been around a while as an event app, so it's mastered the look and feel. It's super slick and really easy to navigate. It has deliberately stayed away from the Avatar 3D Expo floor plans, so that's to its credit. The pricing is very competitive, around $7,000 for a decent sized 2D Conference Expo, maybe with 1,000 attendees. And it's taken a smart partnering approach, which I like, so it's bringing in other well-known apps like Slido to beef up the interaction and engagement. Now, it doesn't house many sessions or streams that well though. Okay, now Crowdcast. If you want a Webinar Plus style event, then this is a great platform. It does the content piece really well, but it's not built for connections or coverage. What it is good at? Well, it allows you to stream feeds with its RTMP and also uses inbuilt conferencing software. I have used this as my go-to platform for paid for webinars since 2018, and it's great for hosting content and having good interaction. I love the little clip function they have added, which really helps push out your content in a managed fashion. It's a great value. You can host an event for as little as $29, and even the top price isn't a stretch for any paid for webinar. Now, I haven't noticed any real increase in prices in the last few months. The development team and some of their other staff hopped to Hoppin earlier this year, and it looks like they really took a hit. Crowdcast have been slow to add any new features, and it really has to allow more than 4 people on screen using its own conferencing software. And finally, it had a major bandwidth issue and really struggled to cope with scaling up, but things are looking brighter on that front. Next up is SixConnect. Now, it's picking up a lot of expo business from VFairs, so if you have an expo style event, this is definitely a contender. It's after your expo business, and it has that avatar vibe, which certainly makes it look like a premium product. It has a great annual pricing model, and if you run 6 events across the year, you can maybe bring them all in at around between $10,000 and $15,000. It doesn't work as a paid for registration platform, so that's an issue for some. And it has pretty basic networking and no easy one-to-ones, and that's a flaw for an expo platform. And last up, number 10, BigMarker. Now, BigMarker is solidly after the Webinar Plus market. It doesn't pretend to do anything else. It broadcasts your content and allows your attendees to gauge. It's solid for content dissemination, so an almost bulletproof webinar platform, and that phrase alone will tick a lot of organisers' boxes. Now, if you bump 50% on top of each level from what Crowdcast is charging, you'll land pretty close to where BigMarker are. Now, this doesn't seem too high for this super sturdy platform. Now, it has been able to scale and offer more services during the mad rush to digital, so this is a good sign. The evergreen focus is strong, and if you aren't looking at that for your online events, you better get onto it. So there you go, a super quick run through 10 really good platforms. Hopefully there's a good variety for you to start looking to find a platform for your event. And I must say, no matter what your event is, there's a platform out there for you. And I hope this little list has helped. Now, if this is popular, I'll certainly do one again in a couple of weeks. And the final thing to say is that the platform is going to be very different for your event. So do look at a good few platforms before you make that decision. Until next time, bye for now.